Welcome to Octane Mobile Gaming. Welcome once again to the channel. I'm Octane, and today we take a look at possible deck combination. So I've got 4 combination, really it's 3. This one has got 2 variation. It's got quite a number of variation that you can really use. So I'm showing you 2 of the variation that I've got using the cards in my collection, which I've got. One of the cards that I see a lot of people using is Steel Force. I haven't got Steel Force, so it's something that I won't be able to showcase. So this one uses District Defenders, Blitzkrieg Beasts, Waste Warriors, Honor Roll Luminaires. Now the reason why I've got Waste Warriors on board is because of Waste Warriors ability to dispel fear. Now the passive which it's got, which is Pilfered Gear, once per turn when you crush gems it dispels 1 enemy buff and increase the series attack by 60%. Now its ability to dispel 1 enemy's buff is really good, because even if you've got the current ultimate form, the current ultimate form will not always dispel fear, and fear will wreak havoc on your deck if you get hit with fear. So that's why that one is primarily on the combination. Now it's got the ability to create 14 power gem 6s as well, which is pretty nice. Our performance unit area is the one that's gonna increase the attack output of District Defenders, Blitzkrieg Beasts, and Honor Roll Luminaires, which will do quite a decent job. The only problem you might come across is the ability to power up our performance unit area's battle skill every time you need it, because unless you attack using high performance unit area, you will not create any dark gems on the board. To overcome that, you can use Metaverse Master, which is the ultimate form that we add for the Dark Commander event this season. It's got the ability to create rainbow gems, and it has got the ability to increase 1 card's damage output by 150% with its battle skill. So what its battle skill does, it convert all power gems to dark, create 10 dark power gem 7s, give the next hero to use its battle skill the ability to increase its damage by 150%, which is quite nice. So it's there for that reason, plus the ability to actually help our performance unit area pop its battle skill. Again, I've got Waste Warriors on board because of its ability to dispel fear. Fear is gonna be one of the worst. It's not a debuff, but it's a buff for the boss. It's gonna be one of the worst buff during this event. The next combination I've got uses Culinary King, District Defenders, Honor Roll Luminaires, Waste Warriors, and Perceptive Guru. Now Perceptive Guru will do the same thing like our performance unit area. When it gets hit, it gives you 1200% increase to all your Immortal Killer card. Alright, so you will benefit from that ability with District Defenders and Honor Roll Luminaire. Blitzkrieg Beast is not on this one because I've got the addition of Culinary Kings. Now Culinary Kings is a bit different from District Defenders, because Culinary Kings, whenever the battle skill is ready, it will be able to upgrade all power gems on the board to 2 level higher. District Defender will only upgrade power gems to 1 level higher when it's ambushing. This is a combination that I started out with, and the reason why I started out with this combination, it does do quite decent damage, plus it's quick. It's a turn 0 deck, so you can take out the bosses quite quickly. The bosses will not have high health when you just start out, so people will take their bosses out rather quickly, and it will take you quite a while to actually get your bosses up to the maximum prestige. I haven't got all my bosses up to maximum prestige as yet, because it's taken me some time, because I haven't been playing all day. I've just started playing, but this is the one that I was using. It's the one that I continue to use to get my boss's prestige level up. So I'm going to take a look at these 4 combinations. There is quite a number of combinations you can actually use in this event, depending on what you've got in your collection. So play around with your cards. You just need cards that's going to increase your attack output or damage output, cards that are going to create decent amount of power gem, and if you've got cards that can upgrade power gem levels to 1 or 2 rank higher, do add those to the mix as well. I'm gonna start out using the one that I used for the start of the event, which is this one. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use 3 keys. This is a guild boss. If I come across a boss on the board that's got really high level health, then I'll go up against it, use 3 keys, and see the effectiveness of each one of the deck. But if I haven't got decent or high level bosses on the board, I'll just stick to the guild bosses and see the potential of each combination. So what I do is just activate all the cards starting from right to left, and then I just swap 2 biggest power gems on the board, and we can see the damage output of this deck is quite high. Not as high as what I would like, but it's high enough. So you can see 881, 803, 562, 5, and Culinary Kings is the one that gave us the least damage overall. The total damage for that combination is just over 3.2 quadrillion, which is quite decent. Not very high, because there are decks out there doing like 15 quadrillion, 20 quadrillion, 22 quadrillion, which is quite good. But I haven't got those level of cards, because as it stands, the game has gotten to a place where it's quite ridiculous. It's not about having ultimate forms, it's having ultimate forms that's no less than 3 pink stars. 3 pink stars and above, that's where your deck is going to start doing, your ultimate forms are going to start doing really decent or really high damage. Most of my ultimate forms are like 1 or 2 pink star, because I haven't got those kind of money to be investing in this game. So we're gonna go ahead with this one using Perceptive Guru. However, Perceptive Guru is a card that only increases the attack of immortal killers when it's actually attacked. So this one is not a turn 0 deck, it's one that's going to be a turn 3 deck, so it does take some time. It is slow, so I use this one primarily for bosses with really high level health. So it's a boss that you're going to attack quite a number of times before it's taken out. It's one that is consistent, doesn't deal really high damage, but it can deal pretty decent damage. So we've got a boss with 2 quadrillion health, and if nobody takes it out before I get hit, then we can demonstrate the full potential of this combination. So what you want to do first is get through the first 2 turns. We can't do that quite quickly because our deck is producing firepower gems passively, so we have to match firepower gems or fire gems. So we're gonna get hit now, and I'm just gonna activate again from right to left. There we go. We've got the increase in immortal killer's attack, and we're just gonna basically swap our 2 highest power gems, and let's see the total damage. So we got 1.5 quadrillion, 1.2 quadrillion for my 2 immortal killer cards. That was using 3 keys. So this is the well, not really the maximum damage output, because if your gems are in the right layout, then you can increase the total amount of damage of your deck as well. So this is over 1.3 quadrillion using 3 keys, and that's using Perceptive Guru as the card that will increase your total attack output. We've got a boss here. It's got really high health because it's one of the new bosses. And this one, we're gonna try out this one using Metaverse Masters. Now this deck it's slow, and it takes a lot of time, a lot of concentration, and if you don't get it right, everything falls apart. You have to get the activation right. So here we go. So I'm just gonna try and power up my dark cards and my fire cards at the same time. I've got everything powered up. I'm gonna activate high performance unit area, then just gonna swap 2 gems. It doesn't matter if it's dark, if it's fire, just swap to any 2 gems just to get to the next turn. I'm gonna activate Metaverse Masters on a roll luminaries, then I'm gonna activate everything else. Then I'm gonna sort the 2 largest I can find, and then we can see exactly what this one is capable of. So we got 2.4 quadrillion, 1.3 quadrillion, so really decent damage output. We could get far higher damage output if our boss actually had higher level pink stars, or was awoken to a higher level. We could get pretty decent damage output. I've got Blitzcrank Beast at 4 pink stars. If I could manage to get 2 Master Collection cards, then I could take it up to 6 pink stars, and that would be a better damage dealer than Honor Roll Luminous. So you can see the damage is it's pretty consistent. Honor Roll Luminous is actually still dealing just over 1.5 quadrillion, so that one is quite nice as well. But as I said, it's one that's not something that is mindless. You have to pay attention to your activation sequence. You have to dispel fear as well, because fear will wreak havoc on that combination. You could swap out, say, Waste Warriors for Steel Force. Steel Force will do a pretty better job than Amy's sword, but it is quite a nice combination that you could try out. So we're going to try out the next variation of that one. We're going to use 3 keys as well. This one is without Metaverse Master. So if you haven't got Metaverse Master, you could try this combination. If you only got 1 Fire Immortal Killer, do use it as well, because that's one that's going to be your main damage dealer. So what we need to do, we need to power up all our cards, pay attention to get in high performance unit areas battle skill powered up as quickly as possible. Once you've got it powered up, you activate it, get in ready to be hit on the next turn. So on this turn we're going to be hit. We haven't got the benefit of that 150 damage increase that comes from Metaverse Masters, so the damage output on this one is going to be a bit lower, but it's still gonna be a pretty decent damage output. I have got 3 fire ultimate on this one, so 1.9, 1.8 and 2.6 respectively. Let's see the damage output on this one. The damage output on this one is just over 6.7 quadrillion. That's pretty high. That's pretty decent damage for this combination. The damage will go down because, as you know, a few of the decks on board are actually ambush decks. So when you're not ambushing, then the total damage goes down. So let's try this one, Metaverse Master, on this one, and let's see what happens over a longer fight. Now over a longer fight, we will put in quite a number of attack. However, Do bear in mind that over a longer period of time you will get hit with fear. So as you can see, I didn't power up high performance unit area on this turn, so I have to go back again, power up high performance unit area. The problem is now we have to wait on another 2 turns before we're actually hit. So I'm going to activate it now because I'm going to be hit on the next turn. I'm going to use the opportunity to power up all my fire cards. If this boss didn't have really high health, somebody probably would have taken it out by now. But it's got really high health, which is quite good. We've just activated all the other cards that we've got on the board. I'm going to swap the 2 biggest that I can find. And let's see the total damage that we're able to deal here. 6.5 quadrillion, 3.5 quadrillion for my 2 main damage dealer, which is really decent damage output. Now we have to pay attention because we don't want to miss the activation sequence for high performance unit area, which is right now. So it's not a deck that you can just activate mindless. The damage output will go down because we do create a bit more power gems, and we do upgrade power gems when we were ambushing. Now we're not ambushing, so the total damage output will go down a bit. Let's see what we've got on this turn. 1.5, 9 and 73 trillion. So damage output on this turn is not as high as the first attack. So the first attack is always going to be the largest of all the attacks. Do bear that in mind. Activate our performance unit area on this turn. We're going to take the hit, and then we're going to do our last attack, and then we're going to look at the total amount of damage that we were able to deal. So we got 3 attack in, or 3 turns in, and we're going to see the total amount of damage we were able to do with those 3 attacks. So 1, 1.7 and 82 trillion. Quit, and let's see how much damage we were. Well, we're MVP, not for long. So we were able to do with that attack, we were able to do just over 26 quadrillion using that combination. So that combination is quite nice. Let's see if this combination is able to do any better. Not really sure that's gonna be able to do much better because it has got 2 cards on board that relies primarily on ambushing to do most of its damage, and once the ambushing is gone, we won't be able to actually do much. So we did manage to power up high performance unit area. We're gonna take the hit, and then we're gonna activate all our cards. So we're gonna activate all our cards now because we're gonna be hit. We just got hit, and we just activate all the rest of our cards, and then we're gonna see if this combination does us any justice. So let's see the damage output on our main damage dealers. 706, 507, 503. So that was pretty disappointing, and it's not really gonna get much better because, as I said, we won't be able to basically upgrade the power gems and create the amount of power gems that we were able to create on the first attack because it's an ambush deck. But this one, it's something that you could use if you haven't got Metaverse Masters. It will perform relatively well. Let's see, damage output has gone down quite dramatically, but we're still doing damage, which is really good because the more damage you put in, the better your result will be. So we're gonna activate our performance unit areas battle skill again. This one doesn't waste as much time as the one using Metaverse Master. That one does use a lot of time and a lot of effort. Here we go. Haven't taken out the boss. We've still got 5 seconds remaining. Let's see the damage output this time around. It has gone up a bit. So we've got 5, 5, 9, 1, and 8. And we have got 3 seconds remaining. Activate Hyperwounds unit battle skill here. And we're gonna activate everything else. I don't think we are able to do another attack after this one because we've only got 1.76 seconds. Hopefully this one we got the power gems in a nice layout so we can do pretty decent damage. I think that was a nice layout. Let's see. No, it wasn't. That one was pretty disappointing. So let's come out. So we've done just over 26 quadrillion on with the first combination. This one was 33. So this one just done 7 quadrillion damage. The first one was much better. First one done 26 quadrillion. This combo just done 7 quadrillion, which was pretty disappointing. Let's try another combination before they take the boss out. Let's try the one using Perceptive Guru and see if that one is much better than the one using High Performance Unit Area. It will be a bit quicker because all the cards on this combination are fire cards, so we're not messing about with dark gems, dark power gems, and dark cards. So it's just waiting on your deck to be hit. Once it's hit, you activate all the cards and you rinse and repeat. So we're gonna wait to be hit. We're gonna be hit next turn, so we're gonna activate all our okay. So we just got hit by Slumber, and we should be able to dispel Slumber, which we did not dispel. The ultimate form has got the ability to dispel Slumber. 2, 2. So we got 2 cards dealing 2 quadrillion each on the first attack. However, I don't think that we would continue dealing 2 quadrillion with each one of those ones, because as I said, there's 2 cards there that primarily depend on ambushing. One to create double the amount of power gems, and one to actually upgrade the power gems to a higher, 1 level higher. So we were able with 3 attempt to deal just over 39 quadrillion using 3 separate decks, which of all those 3 combination, the most powerful would be this one using Metaverse Master. It was the one that dealt the most damage over less time. So Metaverse Master would be a better combination to use. You can if you've got Amy's Sword of Excellence, you can use it, and as I said, you could use Steel Force, you could use something else that would convert the dark gems to firepower gems. You could just use 1 dark Immortal Killer Relic. I'm using these ones, and I'm breaking all the shields on the board basically because I've got 4 Immortal Killer Relics on board. If you haven't got that amount of Immortal Killer Relics on board, use what you have to get what you want. Now, what will I be running over the next 4 days? I'll be running this one, and I'll also be using Perceptive Guru as well. And when I'm farming keys, I'll be using this one to farm the keys, killing the big guild bosses, because this will do a better job, a quicker job killing the guild bosses. So this would be my farming deck to farm my keys, and these 2 will be the deck that I'll be using to farm my trophies. So hopefully information has been helpful. If it has, leave a like on the video. You can ask questions, you can leave a comment below. Until the next video, this is Octane saying like, subscribe, peace, and enjoy the event. Bye for now.